Café Anyway. Here we are, Café Anyway.
It's Mike's Daily Podcast.
That is very true. On Katrine, it is Mike Matthews here, episode 2771.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's Mike Matthews, and I hope you're having a good day. If you're not, oh well. It'll get better for you, or you can tell everybody to just leave you alone, and that stuff is not important to people, because at the end of the day you are going to have a muffin.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
A nighttime muffin. Maybe perhaps you're cooking at home. I'm using my Instapot.
Mike's
which is not
Daily
an Instapot
Podcast.
It borrows the technology from Instapot, but I bought it for a lot cheaper. And it seems to be working. Probably doesn't work as good as an Instapot, but it's pretty close. But it's getting it done. What I need to do, I'm exploring all kinds of interesting recipes to do with the Instapot. It's wonderful. I'm finding out that true love is blind. Oh wait, no, that's a song by, what was that, Louis the 15th or the 18th or something back in the early O's. I think that was that song. Hey, it's Mike Matthews talking about stuff here at Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. And we are going to try and make the show daily yet again and get back into the rhythm of it all. So thank you for listening to the podcast. And you might go, hey, Mike, why don't you have a video for the podcast? No, I will never do a video. Okay, I did do a video for this podcast a couple times. It was horrible. I understand if you're interviewing someone famous, you would want to video it. And that's why people watch that. But to just see a guy named Mike Matthews jib-jabbing away about stuff, I don't think that's going to necessarily...
And here's today's podcast picture.
Pull in the eyeballs. Oh, yeah, speaking of eyeballs, we do have a nice little visual feature to this show, and that is we bring you the daily podcast picture, and I'm going to either have it from San Francisco or Tiburon or somewhere that I was this past weekend. We were exploring a lot. My cousin Anki, who you hear at the beginning of the podcast, yes, she's updated her Mike's Daily Podcast announcement. So that is very cool. The last time she was here, as a matter of fact, was when the late great Basil the Boxer was still with us. So she knew him well. Yes. But it was great to see her again, and I'm gonna definitely not make it as long a time between visits with her and my family over there in Germany. She's from Hamburg, and there's a lot of my family still over there in Germany that I need to go see.
The word of dog.
Interesting bits of information that I have collected for you, because I am a collector of information.
Mike's Matthewsman Park.
The front panel will close automatically. Please remain seated at all times.
Did you know that car insurance prices have soared, even as inflation has started to ease? If you think your food bill is high, then look at your car insurance. The national average cost of full coverage car insurance this year increased by 26%. 26? Yes, it was like the average was $529. That was the average, $529 a year. Now it has jumped up to $2,543. We've basically added $2,000. California's average went from
The Daily Haley. The almost Daily Haley.
30%. What? And I just paid that thing. Dang. Don't you hate when you pay something and then you find out later that you paid too much and you want your money back? And they have the money, they never give it back. It's like theirs. It's like, too bad. It's already in the coffers. You can never get that. You have to jump through so many hoops to get the money back.
Magnification.
But give me back my monies. No. Once it's in their pocket, they lock it, and then you never give it back. A drastic increase in car crash fatalities. The increase in the cost of vehicle parts, and the increase in labor costs, as well as extreme weather claims, because there have been extreme weather claims more abundantly as of late. That is why, and that has led to more accidents, so that is why insurance is going up. Electric vehicles tend to be costlier to insure because of the high sticker and repair costs too. And then there's thefts. Thievery Corporation. Interesting band. But thefts are soaring, topping 1 million in 2022 for the first time since, I guess in 2008, it was a bad year for car thefts, because 2008 had about 1 million car thefts. And I was as I was taking Anki, my cousin, and her boyfriend, and showing them around the Bay Area, and I took them to the Golden Gate Bridge, and we parked there in the parking lot, right there in the parking lot, which is free, by the way. It's free parking. Thank you, State of California, for that. But that they have these signs that say, okay, this is what it looks like. You might get your car broken into if you keep like nice electronics in the front seat. Don't do that. Make sure you take your stuff with you. And then, so there's my cousin and her boyfriend, and they've just flown in. They actually flew in from Nicaragua, of all places, but they're doing this big world tour, traveling around, because they're taking a sabbatical. How nice. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. So
Anyway,
they had all their stuff crammed into my trunk of my Honda Civic, and thankfully nobody broke in. But I did notice that they did have police peoples patrolling that parking lot. So they're trying to get an upper hand on all of this, it looks like, in San Francisco.
The Marco Minute. The Marco Minute.
What can you do to keep your car insurance costs down? You should shop around. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to shop around for my cable provider, because Xfinity shut me down today. Yes, thank you, Xfinity in Podcastro Valley. They decided today would be the day. Yes, Monday of all days. Usually the busiest day in my week, my lovely lady friend's week. They decided to kill my internet. For most of the day, I think it started at 8 in the morning, went till 3 o'clock, 3:30. Killed my entire day. I actually had to go into work, could not do any remote work today. Thank you, Xfinity. Oh, and then I go and check, because I'm in my account and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the internet. They raised my and all I get is internet. I don't get the stupid TV channels. I don't care about the network channels, the cable channels, any of that. No. They increased it by $25 a month. No. All I want is internet. That's it.
Mike's out of left field recordings.
recording everything captures actions that will never again be repeated.
So shop around is the point. Consider unbundling, because it's when you bundle that some hidden costs get thrown in there. And then there's telematics, or that is the collection of your mileage and your driving habits.
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
Magnification
is what I'm hearing from Rob Black, who wrote all that. I produce his podcast, actually uploaded his podcast late today because of the no internet thing I'm just aforementioned. So yes, he has all kinds of interesting money stuff there on his podcast. He's also broadcasting live in the Bay Area on AM 1220 KDOW radio. And then he is also on television in the morning in the 9 o'clock hour. Capital One is adding Discover to its wallet.
Ginormous.
Their spokespeople are Samuel L. Jackson, I think that's for Capital One, and Jennifer Garner is for Discover. Capital One, a bank that issues credit cards, serves more than 100 million customers. Capital One said it's buying Discover Financial Services in a $35.3 billion mega deal that could shake up how you choose your credit cards. A combined Capital One and Discover card would create the number one U.S. credit card company by loan volume, leapfrogging JP Morgan, of course, that's Chase, Visa, and Citigroup.
The Fascinating Material Project.
Well, they do a bunch of Visa cards and such. So why spend $35 billion on Discover? Discover is the rare breed that both issues credit cards and operates a payments network, which facilitates transactions between issuers and merchants. Visa and MasterCard dominate the payment network industry. Capital One has traditionally attracted subprime customers, those with lower credit scores, but it is on the hunt for a wealthier crowd, thus taking over Discover. Last year, it acquired an app whose luxury offerings include swimming with sperm whales in Dominica. Okay.
We love you, Mike.
Hey, Beyonce is going to launch a hairline called, is it Sacred? That's probably how you say it. 53% of all celeb-led retail brands are in the beauty aisle. That includes Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty and Rihanna's Fenty. They are big ones. Doesn't, is it Jessica Alba that has something too? Or no, she has diapers. I don't know. So that's the Bay Hair news. Also, Beyonce has, for the first time, she's had a number one record on the country charts.
A fine article.
You silly, great, fat article.
The Cutting Corners Corner.
The Cutting Corners Corner.
Hey kids, it's me. Do-re-mi the clown.
Elon Musk says that the first Neuralink patient using the brain implant can control a computer mouse just through thinking. It's just going to end badly. Isn't it? Somewhere down the line, it's going to end badly somewhere. What if you think of the wrong thing and the mouse like stabs someone? I don't know. Could happen. In my movie that I'm writing. American Airlines raises the bag fees now to $35. It is $35 online. It is $40 in person.
Woo!
They will not allow some travel agency bookings to earn miles. This is why I don't fly American Airlines. I'm usually on Delta or Southwest. Yeah, they're not the greatest either, but still. Remember Virgin Airlines? That was pretty fun for a while. Kanye West, they had the best little thing at the beginning where they taught you about, putting on your seatbelt and all that. It was so entertaining. It was a cartoon. It's on YouTube if you want to watch. Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's Vulture's #1 debuts at #1. Vulture 1 is Ye's 11th consecutive charting album to debut at #1, the most of any artist. Okay. That's fascinating. Walmart jumped as its upbeat sales outlook and dividend increase boosted the mood. Walmart is doing well.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
And Home Depot dipped recently their shares after it signaled demand has failed to pick up amid sticky inflation. People not doing the home improvement stuff. Oh, but yours truly didn't do anything on his own, didn't DIY it. He had to actually employ someone to clean the place, but It has paid off dividends. I have to tell you, I love it. The house is clean. My lovely lady friend is so happy. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth, in the land of Ameritopica, look who's here. Hello, Michael Masters, Madame Rootabega, and how is your lovely lady friend doing? Ooh! She's doing good. She's on a walk right now. Oh, doing a little walk around Podcastro Valley. Ooh! Yes, getting her steps in. And I should run out and join her. I'm going to run off and join her as soon as I do the 3 questions saying, do you like to walk? Yes. Do you like Ryan Gosling? Yes. Did you like Barbie? No. Yeah, it was kind of a bizarre movie. I still haven't gotten through the first. I think all I've seen from Barbie is that little dance scene at the beginning where Barbie goes, hey, what if we die? What if there's such a thing as death? Do you ever think about death? And everybody stops and there's like a record, you know, the needle scratch thing. So inventive. Look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, all of this stuff was fascinating, and, you know, you should just keep doing this podcast, even though nobody responded to your last question.
Yeah, nobody answered. Do you know that? Yes, nobody did. That's why I'm thinking nobody's listening to this now except for a bot. Hey, bot, I've given you a name. Your name is Botty. How you doing, Botty? Are you gonna dance? Gonna rock that body? Gonna That's all I got.
Woo!
Bot humbug. No.
Magnification.
The bot. The last thing I have to say is this. If you would like to call and tell me a better name for the bot that's listening to this podcast, you can call here.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with more ways to reach me, all the cool stuff you really should check out. Oh, yes, it is so easy to do because someone's going to tell you where to go, all the fascinating things, and to tell you that it's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.